What's going on, everybody? It's Rich here, and welcome to my first proper video on this channel, where I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite sports, which is the NBA. I'm not a massive expert on it, to be honest. I only started watching it probably 4 or 5 years ago. But I mean, I watched a lot of games last season. I really enjoy watching it, and I like, a lot of the players, a lot of the teams. I'm a Knicks fan. So hopefully we'll have a good season. Had a great season last year. So yeah, I mean obviously the playoffs didn't go great, but yeah, well I'm going to come on to them in my video. Um, yeah, so I'm going to be looking at all the Eastern Conference teams today, going through the 15 and kind of predicting where I think they'll finish. Like I say, I'm not, I don't know loads about the league and the players, but from what I've seen, and yeah, I'm going to give my opinions. So in 15th, I'm going to go for the Orlando Magic. They've got Jalen Suggs, who is the fifth pick from the draft. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. Cole Anthony had a good season last season, got a few game winners, I remember. So yeah. 14th, I'll probably go for Cleveland, the Cavaliers. They've actually got some really nice players. I remember watching them in a game last season. They played Brooklyn, and I'm pretty sure they definitely had KD, and I think they had Kyrie as well. Not sure Harden was playing, but yeah, and Cleveland beat them. So Colin Sexton had an amazing game, lots of points. And they've also got Ricky Rubio, Kevin Love still. But yeah, not quite the depth of some of the other teams. 13th, I'd probably go Detroit, the Pistons. Cade Cunningham, number one pick from the draft. Looks like a baller, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. But yeah, again, they don't quite have the quality that some of the other teams have. It's a tough conference this year. 12th, I'm going for the Pacers, who, I mean, I think they've actually got some really nice players. Domantas Sabonis, Caris LeVert, Brogdon, Jeremy Lamb got a game winner the other night in pre-season. So yeah, they're always a fun team to watch. But yeah, I reckon 12th for them. 11th, I'm going to go for the Wizards, Washington. They've still got Bradley Beal, he's a walking bucket. He's just an amazing, amazing player. Um, and they've also brought in some interesting players with the Westbrook trade. They've got Kuzma now, Caldwell Pope. Who's the other guy? Oh, Harrell, yeah, Montrezl Harrell, who's actually a good, really good player. Um, but probably not enough to make the playoffs, I don't think. 10th, I'm going for the Raptors. It's crazy, really, what's happened to the Raptors. A few years ago, they won the championship. Kawhi doing bits. Lowry had a great playoffs that year as well. Obviously, he's gone now. They still have some really nice players. Siakam, Anunoby, Van Vliet. They've also got Scotty Barnes, who was the fourth pick from the draft. So yeah, interesting to see how they do. I do hope they do well, because that season was probably when I first started watching NBA. Was that playoffs? I remember watching them against Philly. Kawhi hit the game winner. Yeah, unbelievable moment that. The buzzer beater in Game 7, I think, and then watched them against the Bucks in that series, and the Warriors, obviously, and they are a really, really nice team to watch when they get going. Ninth, I've gone for the Hornets. They're also fun to watch. Their commentator is amazing. That guy goes mad. Like when Miles Bridges dunks or something, like he goes mental. Brilliant. Uh, Obviously, they got LaMelo. He was looking really good last season before his injury, so I reckon they'll be on the cusp of the playoffs. They definitely could get in. Probably have to go through the play-in tournament if they do, but we'll have to wait and see. We've also got Kelly Oubre, who had some good games for the Warriors last season. Gordon Hayward, solid team. I go ninth for them. Eighth, we've got the Bulls. Chicago picked up some really nice players. They've got Vucevic, who's really underrated. They've got DeRozan and Lonzo Ball. So yeah, under Billy Donovan, it'll be interesting to see how they do. I've gone for eighth. I reckon they'll be in the play-in. Seventh, I've gone Boston, which doesn't seem right, really. A few years ago, I think they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, weren't they? So they've got an amazing team when they all play well. Smart and Brown and Tatum's getting better and better. Got a new head coach, Imi Udoka. Interesting to see how he does. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them. But I don't know. I just feel like obviously Brad Stevens he's still there, but he's not the head coach. I don't know. I just feel like this new team that Udoka's putting together might need time to gel a bit. But obviously they could prove me wrong massively. Sixth, I've gone for the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks above the Celtics might not happen, but I'm just going off what I know and what I think. Tom Thibodeau, what a job he's done for the Knicks. Unbelievable. I really enjoyed watching him last season. Randall and Barrett. I really like Barrett. And D Rose, I mean, he carried us at times last year. Got in some new players. Got Fournier's a good player. Kemba Walker, really excited to see him. And Quentin Grimes. So hopefully, and we've got some good depth as well. Quickly, and plenty of others as well. So hopefully, maybe sneak into the playoffs. Hopefully, but we'll have to wait and see. Philly, I've gone in number 5, which again probably not going to be right, but I'm basing it off Ben Simmons. Obviously, it's like looking likely that he will play a part this season. How much of a part we don't quite know yet. But maybe if they can repair those bridges, then they could easily come second, maybe even win it, the Eastern Conference. I don't know. But I mean, they got the quality, got some great players, Seth Curry and Maxi, and of course Embiid, who's just an amazing player when he plays. So yeah, I've gone for number 5 purely because I'm not quite sure the whole team's going to be gelling, especially at the start. Feel like it might keep them down a bit. Fourth, I've gone for the Hawks, which, I mean, obviously they knocked the Knicks out in the playoffs, which was difficult, but you could see the Hawks were a much better team. Their coach, Nate McMillan, what a job he's done. Trae Young, when he gets going, he really is a top player. And they've got plenty of others, Bogdanovic, Collins, Gallinari, Lou Williams, Bogdanovic, Clint Capella as well. I mean, it's a really nice team. I think they've got one of the best starting fives in the East, without doubt. Number 3, I've gone for Miami. Don't quite know what happened last season. I guess some of the players were tired after the bubble. But yeah, I mean, they didn't have a good season. They got knocked out by the Bucks in the playoffs quite easily. So that surprised me, to be honest. But obviously they've got in some really nice players now. Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker. I think they're going to be a threat again this this year. I think Jimmy Butler and Bam and Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. I mean, it's just stacked full of quality into their team. So I'll be very surprised if they didn't do really well, like in the playoffs as well, make a deep run, maybe get to the Eastern Conference Finals or at least the semis, you'd think. So yeah, I've gone for them finishing third in the standings. Number 2, even though I think they're possibly the best team in the NBA, I've gone for Brooklyn purely because who knows what's going on with the whole Kyrie Irving situation. At the moment, he's not able to train or play with them, according to what the Nets GM has said. But I feel like they've still got enough. They're still a real top team with Harden and Durant. I mean, KD, I mean, in terms of consistency, I mean, he's definitely up there with the best in the whole league. And James Harden at times last season was just playing phenomenal basketball on his own at times as well, without KD or Kyrie. So I do feel like they should be fine without Kyrie. Whether or not they'll win the whole thing, I don't know. Still got Joe Harris and plenty of other good players they brought in. Patty Mills, what a player he is. Blake Griffin still. So yeah, I'm not really worried about the Nets. I think they'll still have a really top season. Just obviously without Kyrie, potentially last stages is when it might cost them. I don't know. And then number 1, I've gone for the defending champs, the Bucks. Even though I do feel the Nets are possibly a better team at full strength. I mean, they would have probably beaten the Bucks in the playoffs last year if it had not been for injuries or KD's toe on the line. But Giannis in the finals, I mean, that is historic. It was historic what Giannis did in the finals. Don't quite know what happened with the Suns. They kind of they should have seen it through, 2-0 up with the lead they had, but credit to the Bucks, because there's been times in the past when they've struggled, the Bucks, in those big pressure moments. I mean, they got swept by the Heat a couple of years ago in the bubble, I think. They were 2-0 up against 2-0 up against the Raptors, and then the Raptors came back and beat them 4-2 in the East Conference Finals a couple of years ago. So, yeah, I mean, for them to come back and do what they did was very impressive. Holiday, Middleton stepped up, and like I say, Giannis was just another different gravy. He really was. They've got a lot of depth as well, that's why I feel like they'll get the first seed, because Budenholzer, like, he really concentrates a lot on playing his best players and getting continuity. So I reckon they'll have enough to get the number one seed. But obviously, when the playoffs come around, we'll have to see, whether that'll be worth it or not. But yeah, that was my opinions on the Eastern Conference going into the NBA season, which starts tomorrow night. Before then, I'll have part 2 of this video up, which will be the teams from the Western Conference. So yeah, really looking forward to that, and thank you for watching. Comment below what your thoughts are on my list. Like I say, I'm kind of just going off what I know and what I think. I'm definitely not an expert. I could be proven wrong with a lot of these predictions, but yeah, I really enjoy NBA, and I can't wait for the new season. I really can't. So yeah, like I say, please like and subscribe to the channel. Plenty more sports videos to come. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys soon. See you tomorrow. Thank you.